doing up here? Hold on a second. Hey, you guys, I just picked up some Caribbean food. This funny story, that's like the best food that I've had since I was here. There's Oliver. Say hi. Look at the little boy. This is called a chicken yassa bowl, and yeah, it's pretty good. I've had it maybe 3 or 4 times now. There's rice, onions, fried onions, sweet potatoes, fried plantains, and chicken. The guy was trying to get me to try something different today, but he wanted me to get something with fried chicken and peanut sauce, and this is grilled chicken, no peanut sauce. He's like, I think it's better. And I was just like, peanut sauce? Nah. Why fix something that's not broken? You know what I mean? The guy was trying to get me to try a different meal, Dreamy, that had peanut sauce, and I was like, meh, and fried chicken instead of what I usually get. So you guys, do you see the title of this video? Because that's what this is about. Hi, Kylie. So yeah, I'll just get into it, you guys. Let me take a bite of my food. I see you changed your profile picture too. Thank you for the thumbs up. So you guys, this live is all about what it's really like living in France. So this is my 4th time in France, but my longest trip. I stayed here for 2 or 3 weeks last year, I think. I have to go look at the dates that I stayed, but it wasn't super long, but it wasn't super brief. And this trip, I wanted to stay like all summer, and not necessarily all in France. I wanted to just be around Europe, but most of my time in France. And I also wanted my dog to come with me so that people would like treat me like a local, and I would see what it's like to actually live in France with a dog. And France is supposed to be one of the friendliest countries in the world and in Europe for people who have dogs. So, yeah. So I have been here for a month now. So I can tell you guys what it's been like so far. And I've only like lived in like 2 cities, the 2 largest cities. I've visited some others, but I've lived in the 2 largest cities. So I feel like it's a good representation of what it's like, at least in the larger cities. I can't speak to like the villages, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I would say, first of all, generally, people are very nice and cool, and like, you know, I like France, hence why I decided to come back here again. People are super friendly. People stop and tell me that I have a beautiful dog, that he's magnificent, tell me that I'm beautiful. Like, people are really, really nice, and it's like out of the ordinary compared to living in America. People might stop and compliment or be friendly, but here, like, someone might even stop and try to like have a conversation on the sidewalk and just like being nice, you know? They're curious because they haven't seen you in their neighborhood. So generally, that has been how things are going. Hi, Robin. Oliver already said hello. Now he's laying down in my lap. Maybe he'll stand up later. I'm talking about what it's like living in Paris or living in France with a dog. Anyway, but you guys, I know that France is notorious for saying that the French are really rude, and I don't even know if these people are French or not. I didn't ask them. They could be from somewhere else. But in my experience, when someone wants to be rude here, they are rude. Like, they're not kind of rude, like how people can be in America where you're like, dang, like, is she having a bad day? But like, they go out of their way to be extremely rude. And like with their body language, their tone, their voice, like super rude. And to be honest, for the most part, it always comes from men, adult men that are older than me, yelling at me. and being super emphatic and very rude. And it's usually, I mean, I think it's always been someone who's working like a blue collar job. Some of you guys that are living in other countries, do you know what blue collar means? Blue collar in America means it's like very like basic level job. Like you don't, the people that are in this job don't have to have any level of education. They're probably being paid like minimum wage or close to minimum wage. And like it requires zero skills to have this job, or it might require some skills, but they're not skills that require an education from high school or even from university or college. So this is the demographic that I've experienced being super rude, which is very fascinating, right? Um, and it's usually like at grocery stores and stuff like that, you know, where I would encounter those people at the door, at the counter, or whatever. And it's so interesting because I've been going to grocery stores here for the last 2.5 weeks, the same grocery stores, because they're right next to me. And for the most part, people have been like super friendly. There was one time where I tried to go to a grocery store 15 minutes before they closed, and the security guard, instead of just saying, "Hey, sorry, ma'am, we are closing in 15 minutes, so we're not letting anyone in anymore, but we would love for you to come back tomorrow when we open." Instead of saying that, dude, I kind of wish I recorded it, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because it's negative energy. He literally went off, was shooing me and trying to close the door on me. Like, it could have hurt me. And was just like yelling at me to leave and go away. And I was confused. I was showing him the time on my phone because in America, if a place closes at 8 p.m., you can go into the store until 8 and then they lock the door, maybe, and you can shop for as long as you need to and then you leave. And yeah, so yeah, I was confused by that. And then someone that told me they're from India walked out of the store when this happened and they were like, "Oh, this is France. When they close at 8, that means they close 15 minutes before and they won't let anyone in. Just go to another store that's still open." And he was like, "Man, the French." And I was just like, "Are you serious? This is crazy. Like, I'm trying to go spend my money, like, and give money that pays that man's salary, and he's treating me like the scum of the earth just because I was trying to go into the store and buy some paper towel." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally it. And so that was like pretty much the worst thing that happened like a week or so ago. But I have since been to that grocery store multiple times and it was fine. Like, I didn't have any problems. I got my groceries and left. People weren't very friendly there. Like, you know how sometimes you go to the grocery store and people are like, "Welcome back," and "How are you?" Like, they weren't doing any of that, but they also weren't like giving me a problem. You get what I'm saying? For those of you that just joined, I'm talking about what it's like to live in France so far, as an American. So yeah, if you guys have questions about what it's like living in France, feel free to drop them and I will get back to them later, or just hold your questions until I'm done explaining. It's up to you. So anyway, so fast forward to today. I walk into the store that I've been going to like several times a week, and I see the same people working there that are always working there. And I know exactly where I'm going because I really wanted some water and some juice that is in the back corner to the right. And so I'm walking in, minding my business, whatever. And then this man is like screaming, and I hear someone screaming in French, and I was just like, that is super crazy. And I keep going, and then someone touches me, like taps me on my back, and I turn around, and he's yelling at me. And I was like, "I'm sorry, I speak English. Do you speak English?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's telling me to get out of the store. He was like, and I said, "Excuse me, I just need to grab a drink here. Is there something wrong?" And he was telling me that I couldn't be in the store with Oliver. And I said, "Oliver has been in this store like 4 times. I'm just getting a drink. I said, "Can we have a conversation? You don't need to yell at me." Because he's literally, it was like a tall man that was like literally like, he was this close to grabbing my arm and dragging me out the store. Like, you guys, It was crazy. And so he was yelling at me and everyone was staring. And so I just left because I was like, I'm not going to spend any money here, but I am really thirsty and I would like some water. And so we get to the front of the store and he tells me like I should just tie up the dog and leave him up there. And I was just like, heck no, I'm not leaving all like I have traveled all over with Oliver, and never in my life have I ever tied him up at a store. Ever, you guys. Like, never have I ever done that. And I also have never been chased down by someone and yelled at and disrespected like that. Ever. Like, for anything. So instead of just immediately leaving, since he was still yelling at me, and then he involved some other people that worked at the store that were telling him to calm down and asking him what was going on. And I told him, like, I was like, I'm a young lady, and I would expect you to speak to me like I'm a young lady and with respect and kindness and not be yelling at me. I told him that he was speaking to me as though I had walked in the store and spit in his face, and so he was gonna throw me out on the street. That's how he was speaking to me. And like, even thinking back to it, it makes me want to cry because it's so pitiful how people can treat other people for no reason. But so I explained this to him and he's just denying it. He asked me if I was crazy because he said he hasn't been disrespectful to me at all. And he doesn't really know English, by the way, you guys. He actually got a customer that he probably knows and asked him to come over and help translate because the guy knew English. So the guy was like translating things. But I just told him that if I knew his boss, that I would suggest that they have him corrected or fired, because that is no way to treat or speak to any customer for any reason. I didn't do anything to warrant that type of treatment or this type of treatment, because we're still in the store and he's still attacking me. And so I took time to explain that, and he still just kept on asking me if I was crazy because he wasn't being disrespectful. And then I walked out of the store. I was like, whatever, bye. And I walked out of the store with the guy he had asked to translate. And then when I was outside of the store, like on the sidewalk, I was talking to the guy about like, man, that guy should really be fired because that's not how you speak to people. Like, it's just not nice. And I've been to the store at least 4 times, if not more, with Oliver, and it's never been a problem. And even if it was a problem, like, why would he speak to me and treat me like that? And even a public display, it was like crazy. And that guy was like kind of taking the other guy's side. He was like, well, he's just doing his job, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, that's not the point. The point was the delivery, right? So we're standing out there chatting, right? This man, the security guard that was attacking me in the store, comes outside the store, you guys. His job that he was taking so seriously is to be in the store being security, and he comes outside and he was just like, no problem, don't want no problem, you're my sister. And he's like, you're beautiful, I'm beautiful, no problem, no problem, just leave your dog with me and go shopping. And I was like, is this really happening? Like, and I told him again, I was like, you really shouldn't be so disrespectful to people, especially to people that you know are foreigners. Like, you're representing your country, your culture, and this is like not cool. And then I told him, I was like, I'm a YouTuber and I didn't bring my camera with me this time. But if I had and recorded this whole experience, it would have been entirely humiliating for you guys to find out that this was on the internet, because your actions were just completely uncalled for. Like, this is crazy. And I told him, I was like, a bunch of Americans would have been commenting on the video about, man, we knew the French were rude, but like, this is crazy. Like, why are they treating Jesse like this and Ollie? And I was like, dude, like you honestly, I told him, because he started being aggressive again, and I was like, dude, you honestly should be fired. Like, this is not the job for you. But then I said, I was like, you know what? I wish you all the best for you and your family that you need to earn an income for. But because of my experience here, I'm gonna take my money and go to another store. And he was like, haha. And I was like, no, like, I have to take my money. I said, my American money, and go to a different store. Au revoir. Like, I literally had to walk away because, like, he was still pressing me outside the store. I was like, I left the store. Why are you outside still, like, in my face? Because when he came outside, he was trying to convince me to leave Oliver with him and just stay in the store because he felt bad. And I was just like, no. Mm-mm. So, I mean, obviously, that's just like two really negative experiences, but like that's two more than I've had in my entire life that I've had in the span of a 2.5 week stay in one city in France. So, but they were both at the same store, to be fair. And then, oh yeah, to make things more interesting, you guys, I went to another store, right? So I went to another store that I usually go to, but they usually don't have good stock. That's why I didn't go there right away. And when I've gone there before, they've been like, the people that work there are like, oh, your dog is so beautiful. But you know, in French, they're telling me he's so beautiful, he's so cute or whatever, and super nice, and like, hope you have a good night and all this. So I was like, well, I know I can go here and no problem. I go in, the same people are there. I go, bonsoir, and I start walking to where I know the drinks are. And so I go to the back, and as I'm going back there, someone chases me down again in a different store, and I turn around, and it's the same old man. It's always old men, you guys. It's well, older men. The other guy wasn't old, but he was older. The same old man that I've talked to regularly every time I go to the store, he's there. And he is telling me in French, he's pointing at Oliver and being like, no, no, no. And I just said, oh, hi, I've seen you here before. How are you? And then he walks away and he was like, no problem, no problem. And I was just like, hey, that's just an example of how you have to lead with kindness, you guys, because I could have argued with him and stuff, but I just reminded him that we knew each other, and he's literally talked to Oliver and told me how beautiful he is. And then all of a sudden today, he's like, so that also revealed to me that this could be much deeper than just people being rude. This could be people, like, I feel like somebody is trying to have me go through stuff, and it's just like, nah, it's not gonna work. Y'all might as well stop trying to wish bad stuff on me because God's got my back always. Oh, I see the comment about French people being weird about dogs. So I think you're new to my channel, but Tapas, stop spamming my comments. I think that what's interesting is my dog is like this big, like he's tiny. For you guys that are new to my channel, my dog is super tiny. He fits in a bag. He's on my lap right now. You can't even see him because he's so tiny. So if I'm walking in, oh, hi. Oh, hi, hi. So if I am walking with him, like, so you already know, the point is, yeah, Chris, you already know Oliver's tiny. I am walking with him under my arm, and like he's not down there licking stuff or whatever. Like it's not one of those situations. So, but this has only been an issue in this place, not anywhere else. But the point is like, why are people going out of their way to be aggressively rude? It's one thing to communicate a desire to someone, but it's another thing to act like if we weren't in public right now, I'd be punching you in the face. Like, what? Over what? Like, I didn't do anything to you, you know? So, yeah, I would say that it's also interesting there I've seen a lot of poverty, like people literally sleeping on the streets, and like people seem to be complacent with being in poverty, which is another spiritual issue. I mean, you see poverty in America too, but this is like is not as bad as like Los Angeles, but it's worse than New York. Let's just put it that way. It's way worse. Like there's people begging. Like you could be walking down a street and encounter multiple people that are like begging for anything. Like it's just like, why is this so out of control? And like there's certain spots where people are like always sleeping, and then like you can tell that like a human has urinated like all over the place, like you can see it and smell it. So like these are some of the realities of like the bigger cities anyway in France. It is it is not all like rosy and bubblegum, but besides that, I mean, I think that a lot of the kind and friendly experiences are like way like above like how friendly even Americans can be, if that makes sense. But I think in general, um, I still would recommend visiting, but just know that that stuff is happening too, you know? And if you don't want to see that kind of stuff, I guess like make sure you're staying in neighborhoods that are kind of affluent. I didn't go out of my way to make sure I was staying in an affluent neighborhood because I was just kind of like, whatever. Like, I just wanted to have a place that had a good view and that there was like all my conveniences I could walk to. And that was like my priority. Didn't like go search demographics and stuff because if I walk to another area, it's like a totally different demographics and nicer and not stinky, and I don't see homeless people. But for a huge, like, it's not just a tiny area, like a huge, like several streets and miles on this side. It seems like there's certain sides. On this side, it's like super, like people need God. Like they really need God. So, yeah. Hey Moon, Moon, I text you like months ago on WhatsApp asking you about this summer and you never replied. By the way, so I was like, are we still friends? I don't know. So yeah, you guys can call me later if you want to FaceTime. But yeah, some people just need to get delivered. Like they need to seek first the kingdom of God and confess over the life that they have like peace that surpasses all understanding. You know what I mean? And I had to remind myself too when I'm at a grocery store about to cry because some man is literally reaming it, like yelling at me. So, did anyone drop any questions about living in France, or visiting France that you guys want me to answer? This would be the time. And I think the quality of life with regards to like being so close to the water and like the nice weather and stuff is really, really great. Like, I think that's awesome. And the length of the days is awesome. Like, the days are so much longer here. And I think generally the nice people are really nice people. But even when I was in like the affluent neighborhood earlier today, it was a lot of like elderly people. And I literally said bonsoir to many of them. Moon, I just got your text. um, so I said bonsoir to many of them, and many of them didn't say anything back to me in that neighborhood anyway. But I've experienced certain places people go out of their way to say hello and smile and like give a compliment, especially like in Paris in certain areas. But anyway, does anyone have any questions about living in or visiting in France? I'm gonna scroll through the comments. I'm not gonna reply to all these comments. Thank you guys though. And I'm Jessie. I was talking about what it's like living in France, the good and the bad, or not so good, you could say. I'll give shout outs on who's in the chat right now. So if you're watching and you haven't written a comment, write a comment now. and I'm gonna scroll through and at least say everybody's name and give a shout out, okay? So we have Kylie Lawton. Hey, Kylie, welcome back. Kylie is an MVP. We have Dreamy here. Dreamy has been a bestie for a long time. Welcome back, Dreamy. We have Robin Hussain. Hi, Robin. We have Nama Singh Jamwal. Hi, Nama. We have Zoe Huerta. Hi, Zoe. We have Boom. They said I like you so much. Thank you so much, Boom. Maya. Hi, Maya. Welcome back. Yeah, it's been a while. We have the Hoggard family. Hello. We have Gotham Gouda. Hello. We have Random Edits. They say, wow, you're pretty. Thank you so much, Random Edits. We have Julie. Julie, yeah, welcome back. We have Chris. Hi, Chris. D Thapa, stop spamming. Thank you. Welcome. And who else do we have? Savannah Abrego. Savannah wants to know, what is my favorite thing to do or eat? Probably pizza and travel. We'll say that. Armando Marcelo says hi. Oh yeah, you're in the Netherlands. How are you doing? Welcome back. Dazed William says hi. Hello. The Naruto Army says France is nice. Yeah, France is nice. If you guys have any recommendations on things I should do or see, also drop those in the comments because I'm open to suggestions. I can make a whole vlog based on your suggestions, so tell me. And we have Ari's Edits and More. She says, what time is it there? It's 8:30 p.m. and look how bright it is. You guys see the sun? And who else? Did I shout out everybody? Patricia Rash. She's a new sub. Welcome, Patricia. Welcome. So nice. My favorite park so far? I don't think I have a favorite park, to be honest. Not really. I think in Paris I like the Jardin de Luxembourg. Yeah, I really like because of all the flowers. All right, did I shout out everybody that's watching? I don't think I'm gonna hang out on the live today, you guys. I just wanted this one to be like what it's like living in France, and then I'm gonna hop off. So thank you guys for joining this live. I did end up ranting a little bit, but I was more so hoping to just share information so that, I don't know, I think that maybe I help you guys understand whether the French are rude or not and realize they are, but it's not that bad because it's only happened twice. But that's 2 times more than has happened in my entire life. So, and it was also at the same store. So, yeah. Courtney Lotz, that's a new name. Abiha Riaz, hello. Oh yeah, I know about load shedding in South Africa. I was staying at a 5-star hotel when I was there, so we did not experience that at all. Like, I didn't even know that was happening, but I hear that that is a thing. So, Maya wants to know, when is my next live? I don't know. Like, I go live every Friday, and this is my second live today. I'm just doing it whenever I feel like it. So, yeah. If you guys become members of my channel, that's what you press join. I will go live on there like way more often. So anyway, and DM Writing Style, welcome. I'm signing off now, you guys. Chris says, keep up the videos about what brings people joy, love, and peace. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that is really the main motivation for the channel, is to encourage you guys to walk in love, have peace that surpasses understanding, and to know that your joy is your strength. And I quite literally had to lean into that today instead of getting super upset about what happened. I mean, I still got upset, but I didn't let it keep on going because I was like, I had to say, I have peace that surpasses all understanding. Joy is my strength. I'm not going to allow the enemy to steal this from me right now. Like, it's done. So, all right, you guys. See you later. Bye.